Hello.
And we are live. Let's go, boys, says McNello. So here we are, live on stream. I'm Troy Francis. I'm in Miami, and Mr. James Tusk in Poland.
In Warsaw, in the good old safe pair of hands, our favourite place to stay. In Warsaw, I'm here for 3 weeks. I've come back for more legalised ketamine therapy.
Have you had any yet?
No, I've got a session tomorrow. So I'm
nice.
expecting very high times all round. Should be fun.
You should live stream during the session.
I'm actually going to see if I can get some clips, because I think I'll be talking to them about referral schemes. So I if I go in with that mentality, I'm sure they'll let me film a bit. It's just quite a cool experience. But what I've kind of been doing here as well is kind of piling up all the self-development stuff into one go. So I'm doing a lot of stretching. I've got a lot of massages booked. I'm doing boxing pretty much every day. I'm then doing.
Where are you going? Well. Are you going to that gorilla place?
Gorilla?
In Warsaw. There's a gym called Gorilla or something, boxing
gym.
Oh,
right. They've got a shitty gym in the basement here, which I haven't been using, but there's one called Zydrofit. Oh,
but you said you're doing boxing, though. Are you just doing some training? Or?
No, boxing. There's a trainer at the Zydrofit. We train at the Zydrofit.
Oh, is there? Oh, right, okay. Oh,
he's good. He's really good. He's a Latvian, Belarusian dude. Really, really, really cool guy. Very positive. Really good teacher. And it's something like 90-minute sessions are costing me something like 28 quid. So it's really good value as well.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Excellent. I've been piling up the being healthy with the ketamine therapy, with obviously just kind of stockpiling other self-development stuff in, and obviously I've started learning Ukrainian, which is going to be a ball ache to learn, but it's necessary for the wife hunt.
And, I'm on the wife hunt.
I'm doing more Spanish as well in preparation to see Mr. M get his kit off, the world's horniest accountant with his noughts and crosses shirt, talking away on camera. His parents would be horrified. Thank God they don't watch this channel.
Well, let's hope not. They watch my channel.
Yeah, can you imagine? And I like the way they call him Mr. M around the dinner table. Mr. M.
So, just for guys on my channel, do you want to explain what you're doing with this Nefarious Angels thing?
Well, we're just going to be we're building our own platform, our own webpage, so we can basically host OnlyFans style content of kind of anything goes. Basically drugs, guns, and and women, just in various poses, and just kind of have a bit of a free for all. So we're just going to, give guys what they want really, which is to see unleashed debauchery,
which is to see Mr. M with his pecker out.
Yeah, unfortunately, although we're not going to be sharing. Sharing is not caring. It is when it comes to heroin needles, but it's not when it comes to talking on camera with Mr. M. So we won't be sharing, passing people between us. I think it dovetails nicely, though, because we're actually filming a lot of this content in Bogota, which, of course, is where we're running a boot camp for Tier 2 of the Edge. So they get the Edge, the Actionable course, which we're saying is probably going to have the start date for that is going to be the 31st of August. It's going to run for 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks Actionable course, take you from flannel to bad boy. We're bringing in a load of fucking experts on the webinars. We've broken them down into different sections, which are really cool. And then we're going to end that with the Shadow Side Bootcamp. So this Anything Goes Bootcamp in Bogota, which really is the city of sin.
It is.
Great day game, great night game, great just opportunities to have a lot of fun. Cold approach, obviously day game, night game, and grey area apps. We can teach you how to use those. We've got 4 guys coming. We'll probably take another couple. We're going to extend out the pricing as well. We're going to give back the power back to the people and keep this low grade pricing. So for the foreseeable, until we shut sales in about a week to 10 days, just the Edge course, which we have 20 spots in total for, and I believe we've got about 5 more left, is £797, 6 weeks Actionable course. The Edge course plus Bogota Bootcamp is £2,797, and then the one-off complete 6-month mentorship to take you from flannel to bad boy with everything included. Unlimited access to myself and Troy, unlimited boot camps, unlimited training, unlimited phone calls, unlimited accountability is £27,979. We're going to keep those prices.
Jump on board. So remind us of the dates for Bogota.
19th to 22nd of October. And so it dovetails nicely with the end of the Edge. We'll start the Edge end of August, which will run for 6 weeks, and then literally almost the graduation, the horny debauched graduation ceremony is into October, into Bogota.
Yeah, and if anybody is interested in either joining the Edge for the online-only program, which includes all the digital content that we've already recorded, there's nearly 3 hours worth of content in the behind the paywall video content of us explaining these concepts, and then you get 6 weeks worth of live webinars with us and various different experts talking about different aspects of masculinity, style, fitness, fashion, everything you need to know, basically. And you want to come if you want to come on the bootcamp as well, or if you don't, either way, drop me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, or drop Tusk an email, info@jamestusk.com.
And include your WhatsApp number, and we'll be in touch. This course, again, just to recap what the Edge is, it's the course that basically, there's various stages of getting good with this stuff, interacting with the opposite sex. There's the being social part to start with, building that social freedom. And then after that comes in terms of leveling up this kind of devil-may-care attitude, this playfulness, this edge, this bad boyness, which women crave, right? This 70% good, 30% bad, this anti-hero. Think Cillian Murphy and Peaky Blinders, Tommy Shelby. Think Daniel Craig's James Bond. Think Christian Bale as Batman, right? These are men, these are masculine men, but they're not nice guys. They're very strong, good guys, but they've got an edge. They do have a shadow side. And this really is, the perfect kind of recipe of ingredients, I think, to think about how you can really level up your dating life. And the Edge is an actionable breakdown of how to actually incorporate all these elements into your life. And I don't mind giving I could give a little brief summary of the webinars we're going to give. We're not giving the game away. We're just really giving you some insights so you understand. But
yeah.
So the titles may shift slightly, but generally speaking, the Edge webinars, we're obviously going to have approaching tasks and dating tasks in there as well. But roughly speaking, the webinars are going to be mapping out the anti-hero version of yourself. We can help you do that. Another lecture is on presence meditation. We've got a meditation expert coming on. Another lecture is in-game, really getting that on point, getting that rock solid frame, that self-reliance, that self-resilience in there. One is bad boy fashion and grooming. We've got an expert coming on for that. Fitness, nutrition, and sleep. We've got a professional bodybuilder of 25 years coming on to give that talk with us. Hormone management. We've got one of the world's leading experts, David Lee, coming on to talk about how to get yourself firing on all cylinders and become that masculine, hormonal version of yourself. We've got Bonaparte, the sex coach, coming on to talk about sex and sexual shame, how to rid yourself of that, become a very sexually confident guy. We've got a dark triad, how to develop dark triad, devil-may-care attitude. We'd like to get Zerka on with his bags of Colombia's finest for that. Whether that happens or not is beyond us. Fighting, assertiveness, confrontation is another. Masculine traits, leadership, resilience, fearlessness, strategy, passion, and decisiveness is another. Travel, lifestyle, and adventure is another. And then finally, social skills, playfulness, banter. We're getting Les on for that. So a really cool list of webinars.
In South Africa, it's all a bit.
Yeah, we're getting the man with the least banterous man to talk about banter on the stream. It's going to be great. But yeah, that gives guys some context of the kind of quality of content you're going to get, and all of that shit's going to be actionable alongside loads of approach tasks. Challenge yourself, earn your boat's missions to really up your game over 6 weeks. And if you actually employ this stuff, we purposely made the pricing higher because we want to keep out the theory junkies, which we had on the Edge version 1, which just want to sit there with their dicks in their hands, not using any of the material we gave them, and then complaining about it afterwards. This stuff, if you actually use it, is the keys to them. So by making the price high, it means people buying it have more skin in the game, and they're more likely to take action. And if they actually do over 6 weeks, they're going to be in a totally different position.
Yeah, if you actually do this stuff, it will work. It will level you up in the game. So there's this guy here, WWE Entrances, who wants the juice or wants the tea or whatever you call it. Who are the boomer dating coaches? So obviously the title that I put for this, slightly confrontational, is obviously a little bit clickbaity, but I believe that there are coaches out there who come from the older school, let's say. And listen, I'm a boomer dating coach myself, so I'm kind of, it's obviously there's a bit of humor here, but there's a lot of guys who are kind of stuck in the old school. They're stuck in 2012. They're stuck in 2000, even 2007, 2008. And they think it's all about technique. It's all about your Durgam technique and, the kind of how you're stacking and how you're, all of this kind of thing. And all of that has its place, no doubt. But there has to be more than it, because I meet loads of guys that I work with, and I'm sure you do, James, as well. You know, guys who come for training and they know all of this stuff. They've been following day game and they've been following game advice for like 10, 15 years, some of these clowns, and they're still not pulling a muscle. So if it was just the theory alone, then why are these guys all just not out there getting laid like rock stars? Why are they still coming back for more? Why are they still engaging with this content, right? There's clearly something missing. And that's what I think, kind of jointly came to this conclusion and recognized that actually that we've got to inject some more oomph into this space, because otherwise people are just following this old outdated advice, pre-Instagram, pre-Tinder advice that kind of works, but you know, if you don't have that presence, if you don't have that masculine side to you, it's going to kind of fall flat.
Yeah, 100%. And just the basic masculine things we've been banging on about on various streams, but it is so on point. Get your bloods done, make sure your testosterone levels are on point. We're in an age of declining testosterone levels. So that is the key to the elixir of a masculine man. And if you've got low T levels, you're just not going to be horny. Your libido is going to be lacking. You're going to come across a feminized man, right? And a feminine woman doesn't want to be with a feminized man. A masculine woman wants to be with a feminized man, fine. But I'm sure most men watching this don't want to be with a masculine bullbuster girl. So getting your hormones done, getting your bloods done, things like we've talked about it, but making sure your diet's on point, doing some exercise every day, stretching, learning to fight, dressing well, having some self-respect, assimilating these masculine traits, being able to lead, be dominant, hold frame, know what you want in life, go after your mission, do the Rich Coper, chase excellence, not women. All these things that kind of like a bit part in different videos, we're bringing it together as the foundational masculine base which we operate from. And if guys actually take a few months to get all these areas on point and sorted out and put them into their life, they're going to be a completely different proposition. They're finally going to start getting taken seriously by women in the dating market, rather than just be brushed off or laughed at, or be pushed to one side for the proverbial pool boy or Kevin from sales. You've got to be a sexual threat. As Jordan Peterson says, as much as we like to take the piss out of him, you've got to be a dangerous man. You've got to be. He used the example of a mouse. You know, a mouse isn't dangerous, right? It's not virtuous. You're virtuous if you are a dangerous proposition, and then you don't choose to act violently. But basic stuff like being a masculine dude, learning how to fight, learning how to defend yourself, learning how to hold frame, saying no to PP, be confrontational if you need to be, and then choosing not to be an arsehole and selectively using it as you need to in dating. That's how you develop, consistency with this. And that's what you need to be doing. And that's what this course teaches you to do, that we've designed.
Yeah, absolutely. So why would you say, James, that people should take this course over another course in the marketplace? I mean, for me, this is filling a gap that I think is necessary to be filled. I don't mean like Mr. M banging a porker. I mean, like this is filling a gap in the market that nobody really addresses, because people will, on the one hand, you've got the game purists who are like, oh, it's all about your stacks, it's all about your, how are you opening, blah blah blah, the Torero toe. You got all of those dudes who are stuck in 2012. And then you've got the people on the other side, like a lot of the American guys who are like, yeah, man, become a high value man and all of that. But they're not really, well, I suppose they are. I mean, Fresh and Fit do shows and they'll talk about individual different, money, muscles, game and stuff. But from a game perspective, people aren't really putting it all together. They're not saying, right, these are the, and yes, you need to have your money on point. Yes, you need to go to the gym. Yes, you need to have your fashion on point. But to be frank, there are dudes out there who do all those things and they still come across like a flannel. Okay, so it's a lot of it is also the mindset, and it's the whole package put together that is going to make you successful in this dating market. Because right now I'm sitting in Miami, right, and this is one of the toughest dating marketplaces on the fucking planet, arguably. And I can tell you for nothing that if you don't have your ducks in a row with this stuff, you're just going to get slaughtered out there, or the modern day version of slaughtered, which is just being ghosted or ignored on Instagram. So you need to just. This stuff is 100% necessary. If you've been flanneling around with the dating advice scene for a long time and you're not really getting any results, or your results are substandard, then this is absolutely for you. This is the missing piece.
100%. We've got a few. Yeah, it's good to get people questioning what we're about. To be honest, if you don't question people in this space, you're going to run into problems because it's an unqualified industry. So let's start with Evan NNS. I prefer to learn game myself, experimenting, watching videos, and getting results on my own. I met so many people who lost money for doing something that they could do on their own. So, what would be your advice? Or what would be your comments to that, Troy? A guy that wants to teach himself a skill set such as
Well, I mean, I think all of us here have had some form of training. I mean, I certainly had some training back in the dim distant past. I know Tusk has as well, and obviously, we work together. We work with other dating coaches, and we'll feed back to each other, and we'll give each other advice like the whole time. We're not doing this in a vacuum. We're always getting input from other people. And the problem with learning it yourself, I mean, yeah, sure, you can watch YouTube videos and you can go out and do trial and error and experiment. But the problem with it is I meet so many guys who do just that, but they're just getting the fundamentals wrong. They see it's very hard to even encapsulate it, but they'll say something like, oh, right, so I've got to be sexual with the girl. I've got to bring a sexual vibe into the interaction. And they'll try and do that, but they'll do it in a way that is subtly wrong. And they're shooting themselves in the foot and they're not getting results. And then they go online and go, oh, this game stuff doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. It's because they were doing it wrong. It's because they weren't aware of their own flaws. It's very hard for us to see the mistakes that we're making. It's far better to have someone externally look at it and say, look, this is what's going well for you. This is what's going less well. These are the tweaks you need to make.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, just by way of example, I've got... alone in Warsaw, I'm working with 3 different coaches in 3 different things. I'm working with the Ukrainian language teacher. I'm working with the Spanish language teacher. I'm working with a boxing coach. I've done a few sessions with each since I've been in Warsaw. All 3 of those, I've saved myself my most valuable asset, which is time and energy and attention and stress levels by just having an expert teach me. They can all speak the languages. They're all fluent in the skill set they know. So one of them can speak fluent Spanish, one of them can speak fluent Ukrainian, and one of them is a professional fighter. They're teaching me stuff that would take me weeks to figure out on my own, just from YouTube videos. It's a fucking inefficient way to learn. And the only reason guys do it is either you lack the funds to invest in yourself, so then you need to level up your finances. And there's no excuse after a certain age not to have your finance on point. No one's coming to save you. Or your ego is involved and you think you've got to, it's my wild highway. I've got to be this guy that does it myself. It's fucking retarded. It's the fragile male ego thinking I've got to work this up myself. If you've watched content for a long time and you haven't taken action, or you've been taking action in inverted commas for a long time and you're not getting anywhere near you on a date, you've got to fix something. There's something off there. So, I mean, this Evan NS or One Trick Pony says, I wasted £800 for 4 hours of day game in London last year. So many forwards in day game. Again, we're not asking you to name names, but look, within this space, go to content creators that you resonate with. I'm assuming you guys, even though you're kind of, being not confrontational, but kind of calling it out a bit, like, why should we trust you? The fact you're even watching the stream means you resonate with us in some format. I mean, go online and look at the hundreds of coaching videos we've done on YouTube. Look at the hundreds of infills we've done on YouTube. And make your own decision based on that. This is a skill set you can learn. If anyone tells you otherwise, they are incorrect. It is social freedom plus social intelligence. That's what you're learning. The ability to be charming, be charismatic, banter. You can try and teach yourself, but like any skill set, it's an incredibly ineffective way to learn. And it's just a lack of understanding that time is something you never get back. And I guarantee you, the guys that are self-taught that I know, I can count on like one hand. It's so rare to meet a guy who's never had any feedback, who's genuinely good with women.
You need to have some kind of feedback. You need to have somebody else looking at you and saying, okay, I see what you did there, but I don't think she didn't receive it in the way that you thought she was going to. If you'd have done it like this, you would have had a much better result. And it's very, very hard for us to, we've got blind spots around what we're doing and the way that we're doing it. We can't see ourselves, if that makes sense. We literally can't see ourselves in terms of body language, but we can't see the effect that we're having on the external world. It's so much better to have somebody pointing it out to you and somebody really hand-holding you through the process.
Well, we're lucky as well because we do have feedback in the sense that even though we will feedback on each other, we're lucky in the sense that we're putting content onto YouTube so we can actually see what we're up to as well.
Yeah.
Most guys don't have that luxury. They never even listen to themselves back once. And, it's literally just throwing shit at the wall and hoping some of it sticks. It's a terribly ineffective way to learn a skill set. And again, looking at this as a skill set, it's called social skills. why wouldn't you learn it in the best possible way that makes it the most time efficient and gives you the best possible chance of result? There's almost this badge of honor on some of the groups I'm on, not naming names. Cuzza. This whole like,
I've been in this for 27 years.
Yeah, it's like this badge of honor how long these guys have been in it, and it's like, well, you're still not pulling a muscle. What are you doing, mate? Like, there's no badge of honor for being in this industry associated with it.
Yeah,
it's like, get in, get out, get what you need. I mean, yes, that's essentially what you want to do. You just want to get better with the opposite sex. That's the whole point of the reason we're there.
Dan the fireman, this is your job. If you have a full-time job, you don't have that kind of luxury to just trot around city to city to get coached to help with your business. Well, yeah, but I mean, we're not talking about doing it indefinitely, though. We're talking about one event in October, which, you know, people can take some time off and come to if they want to do that.
I think if you want to invest in any skill set or level up in anything in life, you want to get an account, you want to get a coach in that area. I mean, there's no skill set that I'm good at that I'm self-taught in. Every single skill set that I'm reasonable at or reasonably good at, it's because I've had a coach for a substantial period of time. I don't know why we're going around in circles about this. I don't know why guys still, after years, argue this point. You don't have to get coaching with us. Again, me and Troy put out thousands of hours of free content so you can motivate yourselves and get yourselves out on the street and try and get a result yourselves. But we are here and we shirt warts and all to try and take you by the hand if you do have the finances available to invest in a coach, you resonate with us, to then speed that process up. But at no stage do we ever say you have to work with us. But the smart money is absolutely, like me and Troy did, in this industry, get coaching. We got coaching. Why are guys watching this any different to us?
Yeah, well, Dan the fireman says, Dan the fireman. So I agree with the feedback, but paying 27, boys, come on, let's be serious here. Well, but you don't have to pay 27K. That's a one-off price point for like one person, and we may not even do it. You basically, if you want to join the online course, it's what, $797 at the moment.
$797 for 6 weeks. I'd say that's a pretty reasonable price to if you actually employ the.
We're robbing ourselves, Dan.
And even the tier 2, 2797. I mean, I usually charge $4,797 for bootcamp, so it's 2,000 less plus the edge course, plus bootcamp. I'd say that's reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an interesting industry, isn't it? Because any other industry, like, you wouldn't get people like coming on streams constantly questioning why they should get coaching, and then trying to argue the pricing on it. It's just bizarre that it happens to be.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, like if we were, I can't even think if we were selling some sort of beauty products or whatever. I mean, look, nobody has to buy it. You know, there's no point coming on here and explaining in great detail why you're not going to buy it. If you're not going to buy it, you're not going to buy it. I mean, it's fine. And Paul Holdsworth. All right, lads. I work on a construction site and I saw a bird pass by, so I went over to chat her up. But the next day, she must have complained because I got a right bollocking from my site manager. Sorry to hear that, Paul. What have you got any words of advice?
Is that your mate Paul with the hat on?
No, I don't know.
Oh, right.
No.
Oh, right.
He hasn't worked a day in his life.
Oh, right. Okay. I mean, again, I'd probably say
doing stuff at work is always slightly dodgy ground, I think.
And if you're doing the kind of cliche catcalling, which I can kind of imagine you do with a back pocket, a copy of your son hanging out your pocket and your builder's tee, then it's probably, again, it's lacking that social calibration, isn't it? I respect that. What's Dan the fireman saying? I respect that.
Yeah. What's this? What's the situation of game like in Dubai? Not one I'm very keen to explore, to be honest.
I wouldn't know. I've got no plans to go. I mean, you saw that Dutch dude who got arrested, or English guy who got arrested for touching a Dutch guy on a hit, pushing past him at the bar, and spent 6 months in the slammer. I mean, if that's the level of what goes on in Dubai, I'm not keen. Although
you can't even touch a guy, you can't even touch a guy's arse. I mean, that's how bad it is.
I know. I am resident there, but I've got a business visa in the free zone, so I don't actually have to be in Dubai, which I've got no intention really of going anywhere near Dubai, to be honest with you. I don't think it's not a great place. If you want Middle Eastern, a more liberal Middle Eastern place, I'd recommend looking maybe Tel Aviv or Beirut, Lebanon.
Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, what a true Brexit geezer. Johnny
I love
Cassell.
this from this guy, Primate. Didn't you run away from the UK? Well, when you say run away, you mean go to another country which is better weather, hotter women, and a better quality of life, whilst maintaining a British passport and paying tax in a place where I have to pay far less than the UK. Is that running away, or is that being sensible? I mean, I'm not.
Yeah. We answer this one every time. Every time somebody talks about
these purists, it's like these purists watching over you, like the surrogate weird big brother hiding in all the weird surrogate uncle jacking off to your approach in the corner. Right, you went abroad, you're cheating, and whilst they're sitting there, watching your content, not approaching a muscle, like calling you out for it. It's like, what do you do with your lives if you're doing that? We're not even big channels. At least go and target some dog, like just
popular loner skipping my valuable comment twice, you shills. But what were his comments? Well, the first comment is, it depends what you value. Am I going to pay a mentor to help me get goals? No, but I will pay a mentor to help me with the stock market online. Okay, well, fine, fair enough. That's
why is he watching a channel about picking up women then? Was he even on this?
And then yeah, and I can't even see his other comment, but I think it depends on what you want. Am I going to pay a mentor to help me get goals? No. Well, that's fine, man. It's personal choice. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why we skipped over it, because it's like, what can you say? It's like, if that's your choice, that's your choice.
This AG HATER guy's got an obsession with me. He loves making videos of me, comparing me to other people. He's entitled to his opinion, but I couldn't give a monkey's about it. He's some fat doughboy who wears like flowery t-shirts. I mean, why would anyone take his advice seriously? Do you look at that? Yeah. Do you look at that dude and think he gets laid? I mean, there's no chance. Look at him. And anyone building a brand off slagging other people, I'd just be wary of them. Why are they not building their own brand on their own merits?
Although apparently there might be some truth in the Zerka's only got a lay count of 8 rumor, because Zerka addressed it on Twitter yesterday, and he said, I've only slept with 8 girls, but that's through personal choice because I don't want to get anyone pregnant. But I've had a blowjob of over 1,000 girls. So I don't really know, but it's a kind of interesting. I mean, couldn't he have just strapped up?
That's bizarre if that's true, isn't it?
If that's true, but who knows? Who knows? But I mean, the reality is, Mr. Anthony is fully aware, or should be fully aware, that Zerka can obviously get laid. I mean, anybody who's claiming that Zerka, oh look, he's only shagged 8 girls, therefore he can't get laid, is just an absolute moron. And really, either they don't believe what they're saying, or they shouldn't be anywhere near dating coaching because they've got no fucking idea what they're talking about.
He's extroverted. He's got charisma. I mean, he's got that kind of don't give a fuck attitude. That alone will get you laid.
Plus, he's really tall. He's decent looking. He's like, I mean, he's ticking basically every fucking box. And he's a cocaine addict. I mean, what more do you fucking want?
Primate, you're cheating, bro. Come back to London.
Come back to the streets of London.
What would you do if I came back to the streets of London? What, hide in a cupboard, not meeting me, and then write more comments on streams about, oh, you think you're back in London? I haven't seen you in Oxford Street putting in the reps. What are you doing with your life that you're sitting here requesting I come back to London? It's just bizarre. Some of these people. I mean, I really hope for their own sake they'll wind up merchants and they're just having a bit of a troll laugh. Because if this is actually the legitimate, like what they get up to, like this is a modus operandi. If they're 1 in 400 trillion being alive, this is what they actually do with their time. Seriously, I'd be very concerned for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in London. Well, we were both in London the other week. I pulled a couple of birds. Went on a couple of dates and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely doable in London. It's just, it's kind of more fun to travel and meet more attractive women, quite frankly.
If you come back to London, I pay you 27k. That sounds like a lie, doesn't it? I can't take you at your word on that, Mr. Primate.
So we'll send him a link. Send him a link.
Oh yeah, I'll send you a link. Send me your email off this. I'll send you a link. Pay me 27k. No, pay me 13.5k, and I'll book my flights. And then you pay me the other 13.5k when I arrive back to London. We'll go for a pint together.
I feel half naked. The truth is, online coaching has no baseline standards to adhere to. Everyone can just become a coach as long as they have capital and marketing skills. Well, yeah, that's true. But
why doesn't I feel naked? Why doesn't I feel half naked become a coach?
Well, I mean, I think I feel half naked is a friend of the. I think is a friend of the channels. I don't know if he's being a bit slightly spicy here, but I think he's. I mean, yeah, you're right, but in the end, it has to come down to discernment. Like, I watch various people's YouTube channels, right? If I resonate with that person, then I might think, okay, I think this guy knows what he's talking about. My sense is this guy has some decent advice, so I'm going to follow that advice. If I think they're a fat shill who looks a bit like a bulldog, just for example, who wears a vest all the time, I'm probably not going to take that dude's advice. It's just, but you've got to have some sense of discernment. I think what I see in this space is a lot of white knighting for men. To be like, oh my God, these poor vulnerable men are being ripped off by these evil dating coaches. It's a bit like, well, you've got to use your own fucking sense. You've got to look at the content creator and think, does this person, is this person, does it seem plausible this person knows what the fuck he's talking about? And then you watch a bunch of their free content and you think, is the advice here good? Is it working for me? If it is, you might decide to take some coaching or buy a course. If you don't think it is, then don't. It's really as simple as that.
It's so weird how guys get offended and even bother wasting time discussing this. I mean, it's just, again, they don't have to. They could just take the lessons of what we've said, even on this stream, and use that to level up, right? Go out and actually start speaking to as many people as you can, as much as you can, bantering, teasing, having fun. And at the same time, going to a fashion expert, leveling up your fashion, getting your hormones on point, going to the gym, learning to fight, earning good money, learning some languages, traveling the world. And you're in a good position. There you go. The entire coaching done for free, and you don't have to pay us a dime. But is anyone going to do that? No.
Primate's accepted he's accepted the deal. So send him the link.
All right, send him
the link for the Send him the link for the 13.5.
I'd have so much respect for him if he actually did that, but I mean, realistically, he's probably got less than £13.50 in his bank account. So
he might be, he could be like a crypto bro. He could be a multimillionaire who's just sitting there, and because he's made so much money, he's so loaded that now he just sees it as like his job is to right the wrongs of the day game industry, and he's dedicated his life to it. So I mean, you never know, do you?
I feel half naked is right here. I see the way I see it is most creators have similar contents, whether the client resonates with his or her personality. That's exactly it. With any kind of coaching, you're buying the person, right? Do you vibe with the person, right? Do you get on with them? Do they have a similar worldview to you? Do you think they can, hold you to account? Do you think they give a fuck? Do you think they know what you're talking about? And there'll be guys that don't resonate with us, plenty of guys that don't resonate with us, some that do. And the guys that do resonate with us are happy to work with us, and the guys that don't, it's all good.
I mean, if you think about it, we've like jointly on the various videos we've done and approach, like fucking, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I've got to go on Fresh and Nutsack or something. We've amassed probably millions and millions of views between us. And of that, there's a microscopically small number of guys who actually in the end come through to work with us. And that's fine. That's just how it goes. That's, we're putting out content. We are being as authentic as we can. We're telling you how it is from our point of view. And if you buy into that, you buy into it. If you don't, you don't. I don't see why we're spending the whole stream defending ourselves. Anyway, this is
give me your email. I'll send you a screenshot of my bank account during the stream. All right. Well, if you're so minted, Mr. Primani.
All right, I'll send him mine. He's at Troy at realtroyfrancis.com.
Why doesn't, if he's so minted, why doesn't he use, instead of paying me to come back to London, why doesn't he pay for the mentorship and actually level up his life? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
This is a good one from Mackie Roll. From all of these things you could do, charisma is the only one I don't have an idea of how to just do it. How would you do it if you were starting anew again? I would look at this equation: social freedom plus social intelligence. So I would start being as sociable as I could the entire time with everyone. That means making small talk whenever you get the opportunity, but doing it from a position of banter, having fun, and self-amusement, right? And if you actually did that for a period of time, 2-3 months, you'll completely change how you come across. You'll go from probably quite an introverted, quiet dude to an extroverted, fun dude, simply because we are the sum of our habits, right? And you are what you do. So that's how I do it, and you could do that for free. It's not rocket science to do that.
But somebody else has sort of... Oh, actually, we've got another question here. What is the best age for a man to get married, settle down? I reckon about 70. James.
70 or 17.
You don't want to do it too early. How long should the bachelor player period last? No, I mean, sorry, I'm being facetious. I don't know, man. Really,
it's up to the individual. There's no hard and fast rules with any of this stuff. Ultimately, life comes down to making your own decisions, and I think guys often just want to be spoon-fed the answer when it is a bit more nuanced. Like, we can't decide when you should get married.
I would say the only comment I would say is, on a serious note, I would probably leave it until at least 30s, really. later 30s, maybe, if you're going to make that kind of commitment. Because, like, as everybody always says in this space, guys gain value as they get older. So you're going to have more value in your 30s anyway. Anecdotally, a lot of marriages I've seen of people who are a lot younger than that tend to end up failing anyway. Like most of my mates who got married at that age are now divorced, and on to second marriages. So I just kind of leave it for a bit. You've got time. Do you know?
They made a mistake again, did they? They jumped straight back into another one.
Some have, yeah, some have.
Any third? Any on the third marriage?
No, not that I know of. But I suppose I think you've got as a guy, you've got quite a long runway, so you might as well hold off from it for and just have a bit of fun and just figure out what you like and the kind of person you actually want to be with and all that stuff, and do it a bit later.
I'm not sure what. I mean, on a personal level, I can't see any reason, even if I really liked a woman or really cared about her, loved her, wanted to be with her, why I'd get married to her. I mean, the only way would be because I'm submitting to what she wanted, which is she wanted some, legality of it, some formalized legality of it. But I mean, I wouldn't. It's not in my agenda, even if I have kids, which I do plan to do at some stage, to get married if I can avoid it. I don't see the point personally.
Well, especially, we don't need to go into all of the legal ramifications of it here, but I mean, which I never talk about because it's all pretty boring, and I don't really intend to get married anyway. But if you watch somebody like Rich Cooper or those people, I mean, there's the legal aspects of this stuff are fucking. It's just a quagmire of shit that you get into when you actually get married to somebody, when you sign on that dotted line. So, proceed with caution.
100%. So any final kind of, we've been going for 36 minutes. Any final thoughts?
When do you decide a girl is good enough to settle down with? Well, I don't know, man. It's a big question, isn't it? I'm not sure how you do, really. If you resonate with her and but again, personal choice. But there's a lot of girls out there, and we're only here for a short time, so
and
maybe you could just spread those wild oats instead.
From my point of view, unless you're having kids, there doesn't seem to be much point in getting married. I mean, even then, I'm not convinced of the idea of marriage, but I can see it in the context of raising a family. I can't see it. I can't see why you'd bother to get married if you weren't raising kids.
Mind you, on Sunday, in a weak moment, I cracked and I sent a message to crazy-eyed Polish lady that you met in.
Really? Of all, back from the dead? Really? You're raising the dead with her?
She didn't respond. I don't think she'll take my shit anymore, to be honest. But you know those sentimental moments on a Sunday, and it's a bit late, and you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
But you got that from being in Miami. There was no trigger point to do with Poland.
No, I don't know what it was really. I can't. The only thing was because I think I'd seen some things that she posted. I got the impression she might be in America, so I think I was just thinking, maybe. But yeah, there you go. Don't do that, guys.
We get our one positive comment at the end. Shout to you guys again. Never met Troy, but met Tusk twice. Tusk is sound if you're a guy who thinks he needs mentoring. Holler at Tusk. I wonder who this bloke is. Popular loner. The problem is because everyone has fake names. I guess I'll never know. I'm picturing a cross-eyed babushka. Who? What? The bird in Toy Story or popular loner? Either which way it's good. Either way.
Absolutely. Anyway,
well, on that note, I'm going to go and take some action. I'm going to walk out this hotel. It's coming up to it's 6:19 on a quite random grey side Tuesday evening. But the best thing to do is get out of your head. I think the best way to start encompassing this is, as a healthy long-term option, is go and clear your head. Go and have a walk around, wherever you are, 45 minutes. If I see anyone on the way, I'm just going to go up. I'm just going to test for interest. I'm going to see if I get into a conversation with anyone I like, and we'll see what happens. And the key focus is on just not missing opportunities, really. I'm not focusing on the amount of approach I'm doing. I'm focusing on, if I see a girl I really like, am I going to take the opportunity, right? Because I always regret it if I don't. But if I do, it's not, it is what it is. You take the action. Sometimes it works. Often it doesn't matter. Take the shot and you feel good. You come back socially warmed up, having fun, and you see where it goes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you want to join the Edge, it's still open at the moment. Online course, 6 weeks of mentoring with us. We'll be doing webinars, bringing a load of experts on fashion, hormonal treatments, fitness, all of that good stuff. Gaming, obviously. It's $797. You can still join at that low price. And if you want to do that and also join us on the Bootcamp in Colombia on the 19th to 22nd in Bogota, which you absolutely should because it's going to be a blast. It's only $2,797, which is $2,000 less than he normally charges just for his boot camps. So if you're interested in either of those options, or indeed you're interested in a 6-month mentoring program as well, just drop us an email, troy@realtroyfrancis or info@jamestusk.com, and we can get on a call and discuss.
100%.
Wait a minute. Primate. Has he sent me his... Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's my email? Sorry, James.
No worries.
Oh, wait a minute. He has. Well, he sent me something.
Is it a picture of his knob?
Okay, so he sent... I don't know if I... Well, he sent a thing that says 16 grand. So I don't know if that means that he's going to send it or that... I don't really know what that is. But anyway.
Come on, of course he's not going to fucking send 16.
But anyway, I don't know if that means I don't know if that means he's got 16 grand in his bank account or if he's about to send us 16 grand. But either way, we can discuss online. Anyway, there you go. You heard it here first, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll obviously have to do some sort of hilarious video in Oxford Street, meeting him and him handing over cash. If this is actually
in a brown paper envelope. Here you go, lads. I got you back to the UK.
Here it is. Hole in the wall. That'll keep you going for 2 years. The Chinese walk-up. On that glorious note, we are going to do another stream, TBC, title to be decided on Thursday, this coming Thursday, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you'd like to get in touch for the Edge, spaces are available on all of the tiers. So come and join us. It's going to be a blast. And
absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Francis, always a pleasure, never a chore.
Indeed. And
here we go, Sluggo. Colombia sounds great, TBH, to be honest. Well, get involved, mate. It's there for the taking. Just come and grab it. Take it. Are you man enough to take it? As Alex Baldwin shouted in Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah, grab it by the nutsack. All right.
Grab life by the lick the nutsack of life, as old TT would say. How can you minimize flake rates? By not calling yourself Gmail would be a great start. Start with that, mate, and then we can crack on from there.
Absolutely. All right. See you later, guys.